receiver is a guy the defense has to be careful of. He runs good routes. He's got some speed, and if you're not careful, this guy can gash you.
Second down, he'll throw it. Just a hair too much on it from this big-armed sophomore quarterback. Just outside the red zone at the 21, but it's third and long. They want to throw it. Got it set up on the outside. Turning it on. He's got enough. It'll be a first down. They've got it up to 12. The Scarlet Knights have moved it inside the 20. The give to the back. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Second down, they'll go to the air. Quick strike complete. They get him on the ground, and with that, we'll head to the second quarter. We've come to the end of the quarter, and it's Penn State on top. We've played one. Before we move on, let's have a look at the stats. Lots of time left, and we're ready to get back to it and open the second period. So they go back to work after the break, and it is third down. Defense showing heavy blitz at the line. To the ground with the back. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a first down. And the Scarlet Knights, once backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost, have put quite a drive together. Lets it go to the end zone. Touchdown, Rutgers. Fitted in the window for the score. Setting up for the extra point and the tie. I don't know exactly what the defensive coverage was, but it certainly wasn't part of the plan to leave him that wide open.
Well, I don't think they know what their defensive coverage was either. How do you leave that big guy open down here in the red zone? You know the quarterback loves the big tight ends in this area. Really poor job by the defense.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. They went 3 and out last time. Now they'll look for some plays that work. Brought down at the 31 after a pickup of 10 yards on that one.
Man, they have got a weapon in this offense right there at running back. This dude is tremendous. And you think about Franco Harris, you think about Kajana Carter, Curtis Enos, Saquon Barkley, time and time again. Penn State run.
Oh, there's an alley to the left. And he'll ramble to the 34 before he's finally knocked down.
Well, obviously the offense went 3 and out on their last drive. They're having a little bit more success here. That was a nice run, and I think that's the key, guys. If they're able to run the football, they're going to be able to stay on the field. And I think that's something you want to think more about if you're the play caller on offense.
The Nittany Lions, after exploding for that huge run, back to work. They'll try the run. Past the first down marker and still running. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
It was so important this offense was able to find a way to get in the rhythm, and the running game is now helping that. 2 straight punts on their previous 2 drives. This drive, though, they're having a little bit more success. Big reason why is this running back. He's been able to find some creases to run through, and it's really helping out this offense.
And the Nittany Lions getting set on 1st and 10. He's got him. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. To the air on second down. Caught in the backfield, it's Martin. Touchdown, Nittany Lions! Made the grab and took it on in for the score. They'll try to add another to their lead. And with the extra point, the score is now 21-14. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Guys, wanted to give you a quick update on a game happening in the Big 12. K-State has the lead right now. The Little Apple has been buzzing all week, but this game is hardly over. There is time left on that clock. They're up by 4 over Arizona State. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about in this one, the Big 12, or anywhere else in college football.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
Got to give the defense credit. Watching film, anticipating. They knew that this offense had this play in their back pocket. They knew about the speed of this wide receiver and different ways they were going to try to get him involved. Everybody on defense on the same page, playing together. I love it.
Now facing a third and long. Looking to throw, it's Watt. Throws to the wideout. On target to the left. Nice job to get it past the sticks, and they get him down at the 35. A productive play is one that gets you at least halfway to another first down here on 1st and 10. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The defense coming up with a huge negative play.
They got to come up with a big play on this third and long. He wants to throw it. Flips it out on the screen. Needed to get to the 45 for the first down. Stopped a little bit short. You'd think this is the go area on 4th down. The Scarlet Knights will punt this one away. Trying to play a little field position with that high punt. And the returner will be brought down. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. If you like old-fashioned, grind-it-up, run-over football, that last touchdown drive was for you, Jesse.
That was impressive, man.
That running game.
And here comes... Got a man. He's really close to that first down marker, but they stop him just a bit short. The Nittany Lions come to the line on... trying to keep the drive alive. They want to run this quarterback. Gets it past the first down marker and still running. So they move the sticks on the run. Let's see what they do with this one. The give to the tailback. Good pickup there as he gets the first down, and they'll mark him at the 48. And with that last carry, into triple digits, over 100 yards for the day.
And he's showing you power. He's showing you speed.
There he goes. After the pickup of 9, it's 2nd and 1.
You want to make play calling easy for an offensive coordinator? Run the ball like that every play. I mean, when you can run that on first down and set up a short yardage on second down, it makes play calling easy. Every single call on that sheet is available here on second down.
Quickly to the tight end. down, but it'll be enough for a first down.
It is so good for an offense early in the game to get in a rhythm and to start stringing first downs together. It makes the game really easy and puts that defense in a situation where they're starting to get tired. They want to sub. They want to get other guys on the field. Stringing first downs together like this makes it hard to defend.
Last play didn't go well. It leaves them with 2nd and 11. Wants to go up top. Fires to the big fella. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
Man, this defense, they have got to get better in coverage if they want to get off the field anytime soon. You keep defending like that, this offense might hang 50 on you by the end of the game.
Using the quick game. The ball is down at the 14 after that grab. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Plucks it out of the air. That completion gets them inside the 10, and the defense is running out of room to defend.
And quarterback, receiver on the same page. Nice job seeing the zone, understanding the drag route concept. Easy pitch, easy catch.
Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big 3rd down in the red zone. Defense is there to make the stop, but he's got the first down, and they'll have it 1st and goal at the 6. The Nittany Lions kept this drive moving on the ground. Now back to work. He'll set up to throw. Caught behind the line. It's Martin. And he motors into the end zone. Touchdown, Penn State!
How about the day for this young fella? 3 receiving touchdowns. Hey, defense, that guy's good. We might want to do something about it. Let's send 2 at him. Let's send 3 at him. We can't let this guy continue to beat us time and time again.
Ready to try the point after. And the extra point is good for a 28-14 lead. They put it in the end zone with a 12-play scoring drive. And they get it into the end zone with a 6-yard touchdown pass. And he'll bring it back. And the coverage team able to make the tackle. And the Rutgers offense heads back onto the field. Running out of time here in the first half, and they do have a chance to make this a one-possession game.
And so you got to locate your best players and get them the football on this drive. You're down in the game. There's obviously a lot of football left, David, but on this drive, in this 2-minute situation, your best players got to touch the ball.
And this could get into pressing mode, right? Like you go into the half down a couple of scores, it starts to, the pressure really, really mounts. Good opportunity to take some of that pressure off, get some momentum, energize this squad going into halftime.
The defense is able to finally stop this guy, but he has been on fire. We're only in the 2nd quarter, and he has been absolutely lighting it up in this one. Nice job that time, defense, but you know this guy's going to get a lot more carries.
He'll be stopped short of the line to gain. Needed about 3 more on that one. And the Scarlet Knights will try to pin them back with the punt. He'll take it on the return. And the punt team able to sling him to the ground. The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. Breaks into the open. And he slipped through the crowd, and he'll house it. Touchdown, Nittany Lions! No mid-season doldrums for these guys as they push out the lead in week 6.
And this dude has been a problem today. Almost 200 yards rushing, rips off another long run. He has been impossible to stop. They've featured him, and Palmer, I would continue to feature him.
Yeah, I would too, David. I think he's the definition of a running back that gets better as the game goes on. The more and more you give him the football, he just seems to get stronger. He seems to get faster. People do not want to tackle this guy for 60 minutes. He is putting on a show.
And the extra point is true, and the lead balloons to 21. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. Looks as if the returner will try and field this one. And the coverage team able to wrestle him down. First snap of this drive will come from inside the 15 at their own 14-yard line. Wants to throw. It's Watt. Rushes on him. And he's all bottled up, and now it's worse. The ball's loose. Touchdown, Penn State! This defense making a big play and putting it in the end zone.
You practice these moments as a defense, but you never know when they're going to come to fruition. But how about it? The scoop, the ball's on the turf. They scoop it up. They take it to the house. The defense takes care of business and said, offense, we don't need you. We'll put points on the board.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. The kick is good, but the penalty flag indicates we've got a roughing the kicker call coming.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. This will not be returnable as it sails out of the back of the end zone. Rutgers has it back. They'll send the offense back onto the field. These guys have taken some body blows in the first half, but now a chance to do something to feel a little better going into halftime.
Reese, they got to respond now. They got to put points on the...
Oh, he's got some space. And what a huge chunk play for this offense. Just exactly what you need to move the ball down the field. The Scarlet Knights come to the line after ripping off that huge gain on the ground, trying to keep it going. To the air, it's Watt. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down.
Got to give the defense a lot of credit, man, because they've come into this hostile environment, and they've quieted the crowd down with some of the plays they're making. They've got a nice lead right here, and they're making it hard for this quarterback to go to work.
This one's complete. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break.
Got like that big, reliable security blanket. And that's what tight ends are a lot of the times. They're just usually big, huge guys that if I throw it anywhere near him, he's going to pluck it, catch it, and give me some positive yards.
Looking to throw on first down. They go to the wide receiver screen. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. The offense uses a timeout to stop the clock, and they'll get a quick breather. Backed up now, here's second and long. Wants to throw, he's working against the clock. He's got it down the middle. They'll spot the ball at the 12 after that completion.
These third downs are so critical in deciding the outcomes of football games, especially when you start to get closer to the end zone. You drill it, you practice it. This offense needs to be dialed in, needs to be in rhythm, and needs to execute on this third down.
Quick timeout call by the offense after the play. And the field goal unit is on the field. So the offense is going to go for it on fourth down. Tries to get it on the ground. How about that defense rising up and stopping him short on fourth down?
Nice job by the defense on fourth down, bowing up, getting physical, stopping the run, shutting down that fourth down play. Really good job by this defense.
This drive will open from the 15. He lobs one high down the left side. And it's incomplete. Good play downfield by the DB.
And it's funny, right before that play, I'm thinking to myself, I wonder if this offense is just going to play conservative here with the field position, the fact they haven't scored a ton of points so far in this game, and just run the ball and take it into halftime. No, they're being aggressive.
He's picked off, and he's thrown a dozen of them. And they come up with a big play to make sure no more points go on the board before the end of the half. And they decide to
Listen, y'all know in the booth and everywhere how I feel about kickers. Don't always love leaving it on their foot, so to speak, but nice job executing. He keeps doing stuff like that. I'll keep trotting him out there.
And he takes this from inside the 5. They finally make the stop. That's going to make those halftime stats look a little bit nicer as we head to the break. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
All right, guys, looks like we've got a great scene there today in Piscataway. And if you thought that was a quick first half, you'd be right on the money. 2 workhorse running backs who just kept pounding the rock behind offensive lines who look less like college kids and more like bulldozers. Call it ground and pound, call it pin and pummel. Both sides have been dominant, and I'm curious to see if either defense can make an adjustment. And with that, let's send it back to the guys inside the birthplace of college football.
All right, Kevin, about ready to start the second half here. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. And the Rutgers offense heads back onto the field. Huge deficit to start this third quarter. They just need to find something to build a little confidence.
Yeah, it hasn't gone well. When you're trailing by this much, this first drive, man, does everything matter and hinge on this? Because every possession in the second half is going to be critical.
Yeah, and I think if you're on offense, why hold back? What are you worried about? Nothing went well in the first half for you, and at this point, trailing by as much as you are, throw caution to the wind, be aggressive, and let's just see what happens.
Makes the grab, but not quite enough for the first down, but a good gain on that play.
Well, they execute the end route. Now, how about the arm strength by the QB? That was an absolute bullet on that completion.
And the Scarlet Knights in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Power football with the run. Hard running there. Great penetration by this defense, and they knock him down behind the line. A loss of 1.
Yeah, you just feel like the running back's asking for redemption on that one. You know, 2nd and short, and you're giving him the football. He can't get the first himself. Now it's 3rd down. He's looking over on the sideline like, call it again, throw me the ball, I can go do this. It's never a good feeling for the running back in that situation.
The Scarlet Knights come to the ball trying to pick up this 3rd and short. Back to throw, it's Watt. He's got an open man. Boy, did he look as if he was going to go. Gets it down to the 37. And the Scarlet Knights are rolling down the field. Looking to throw on first down. Fires to the big fella. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
That's a huge throw for the offense, but they're down by a ton. We're going to need a lot more of that, and it's not going to be easy considering the defense knows they're probably going to be throwing the ball every play here in the second half moving forward.
They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
And after taking a big loss on that run, you just wonder if you're on offense, if you may abandon that part of your game and just start trying to throw it. You're down by a lot here in the second half. Third quarter, you've got lots of time, but you need to throw the football to get back in this thing.
They get him stopped after a 2-yard gain. Ball is at the 17. It'll be 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Pressure all over the quarterback, and down he goes at the 24. Now on 4th down, here comes the field goal team. And for the 2nd time in this game, he'll try to knock through a field goal, this one a 41-yarder. Smashes it between the uprights.
Man, so many more times we're going to say, go for it, be aggressive. Nice to have a guy you can depend on, and you know you're putting 3 on the board. Nice kick, nice job.
Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. Slips through the line. He found some really good running room on that one and just about got loose. As it is, good return to set up the drive. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. Oh, better look out. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
can't let the same guy beat you over and over and over again. You got to make adjustments. Sometimes you got to the football and make sure he's not the one who beat you.
Creating some space, getting just enough good blocking, and they've got it up to the 47-yard line. The Nittany Lions come to the line on third down, trying to keep this drive. Turning it on! Offense on the move. A big play there. Gets it to the 30.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on third down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is. You saw it right there on that.
The Nittany Lions want to pick up the tempo. They'll dial up the run on first and goal. Touchdown, Nittany Lions! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
You know, this offense knew coming into the season it was so important for this guy to stay healthy. They needed him week in, week out because he plays at such a high level, and he's showing it here. That last carry was his 10th rushing touchdown of the season.
On to attempt the try. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
The Big 12 has become must-see TV, and fellas, today's clash is no different. Kansas State needs to pick up the pace, but this puppy is far from over. And with this crowd there and the Little Apple behind them, I'm kind of banking on a comeback. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to Arizona State.
Look out, he's got room.
For now, it's back to you fellas, but of course, if anything changes from Big 12 country, you'll hear about it here.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. To the air, it's Watt. And the ball comes out. What a disastrous play. Defense covering it up and not letting the offense get it back. It's a turnover. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. They're starting this drive with a massive lead, and they just want to finish strong. He stopped at the 14-yard line, and they'll stay on the attack from there. Going to work on second down, and the red zone is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. From the gun to give, looking for room.
No doubt, offense wants to keep running the football to win this game, but I'm wondering if they're starting to go to the well too often. They got to start showing some new wrinkles here in the second half.
Here we go, here we go. Bully ball on third and short. He almost punched it in for 6. They'll get him down at the 1-yard line. And the Nittany Lions line it up with a first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
And you know exactly what time it is when you get down here in the red zone. You got to be able to run the football, but when you got to...
Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Penn State.
Well, this offense has been physical. They came out in this game with a lot of pride and an ability up front and a belief that they can block people and get it done. They are dominating this defense. 3 rushing touchdowns now in the game.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And they add the extra point to finish the drive. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Rutgers has it back. They'll send the offense back onto the field. This one feels as if it's starting to get away from them a little bit, Jesse.
Yeah, Reese, there's a lot of teams in college football at this point that would just quit. So, David, we're going to find out a lot about...
There he goes. They'll get it to the 48. No need to measure. It's a first down.
I I know the offense is down by a lot here in the second half. You just need one big play, though, to spark the offense, get the confidence going, and they may have found it right there in that completion. Good throw, good catch. Now we got to keep it going.
And just wedges it ahead a bit before he's brought down. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Dropping back, it's Watt. Fires to the tight end. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short gain there. Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Got it in the middle, it's Sanders. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a first down. The Scarlet Knights line up to punt it away. They may have to pay him overtime. He's punting for the 5th time today. And the returner will be brought down. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. They've been dominant, and now they'll try to execute to their own standard. Offense in a split backfield. He'll do it himself. Got the first down and still on his feet. And excellent vision to find running room there and make a really good pickup before the defense put a stop to it. And this set of downs gets started from the 33, 1st and 10. Under fire. Hit as he throws. Can't make the connection. The pressure there caused the missed timing.
And sometimes you see great shooters and they get on fire and they just can't miss. And that's what this QB looks like the last couple weeks, man. Just completion percentage through the roof, running the offense at an elite level. You can tell in complete control of this offense. And the defense is going to have more plays like that. He has had a ball game so far, running wild all day long. Defense finally comes up with a stop. Maybe get a little momentum here.
Over 100 yards already in this.
Breaks into the open. Oh, spins away. He got loose, almost housed it. Finally dragged down at the 32.
Man, we knew coming into this game just how explosive this offense could be, and a big part of that is their ability to throw the football. They've scored a ton of points, and it's because they can generate plays like that. When this quarterback sees the one-on-one matchup he wants, he is not afraid to pull the trigger, and he hits a big throw there.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. On the run, it's Hayes. Nice pickup on the ground there, and they'll move the sticks with the first down.
And running really has been the key on this drive, guys. Lots of success right there. They generate another explosive play. Their success running the ball, big reason why they've been able to put up a lot of points and have a really nice lead in this one. And now back in the red zone again, they're looking to add to that.
Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Give to the back. Knocked down in the backfield, and boy, this guy's had a good day, but they finally get to him on that run.
And sometimes for the defense, it just takes one play, right, to create some momentum. Obviously, this guy's been eating him up. He's got over 100 yards rushing on the day. But finally, David, they get something positive here in the run game defensively.
But you kind of know that coming in. He's going to get his. Such a great back, and he's had a great day. Need to put more plays together like that right there.
Oh, you know, that's one as a quarterback. You've thrown the completion, and you're like, dude, can you just turn around and make one guy miss and go get the first? Or can you just stretch out and get the first down? You need your guys to have a little bit more awareness where they are in the field on that play. And even though they got the completion, it's not enough to pick up the first. And now you're staring 4th down right in the face.
From the gun, he'll try to throw. Grab behind the line. It's Martin. Quick throw, but he's not going anywhere. The defense was all over him.
Well, they try to spit it out to the running back on the perimeter of the field. You saw the speed and recognition by the defense, though. How quickly they were able to get to the back and get him down for a big loss.
Grabbed behind the line. It's Martin. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. It's 3rd and goal and a long way from the From the gun, wants to pass. Back's got it. And they've got him down after the short completion, but they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. And talk about spreading the ball around. Everyone getting a chance to show off the hands based on the number of targets we've seen. As we enter the fourth quarter, let's see if anything memorable can come from this one. They'll try to tack on a little extra to this lead with a touchdown here on 4th and goal. He's looking to throw. Here's a heat. It's incomplete, and they'll turn it over on downs.
You know, there are a lot of people watching this game that are thinking to themselves, where's the sportsmanship? You're blowing this team out. Why are you going for it on 4th down? Why not just punt, give it back, and just leave here with a W? That's because this coach wants his guys to keep executing. I played for a coach in college that would have done the same thing. If backups are on the field, they get an opportunity to run your playbook, so let him do it. At the end of the day, you've got to force the opponent to stop. And that's what they're doing. That's the mindset. I got to be honest, I like it.
Determined run, but he stopped after 2 yards down at the 13. And the Scarlet Knights are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. On 3rd and short, they keep it on the ground here. It'll be a first down as he gets it to the 24-yard line. The Scarlet Knights come to the line with a new set of downs. Wide receiver comes in motion. Wants to throw on 1st down off the play fake. Oh, they're after him. This time they were able to keep him in check and stop him short of that 1st down. Now on 2nd down. To the air, it's Lambert. Pocket breaking down. And here's a fumble way behind the line. Once that ball was loose, offense didn't have a chance. Defenders everywhere. It's a turnover. And maybe this guy was hoping somebody would bail him out, like a tuck rule or something.
Not going to be so lucky this time around. Give the defense credit. This pass rush is serious. It's real. And this quarterback is now going to have to play with a clock in his head that's going off just a little bit quicker. He's got to do a better job understanding when to get rid of it.
He might want another play. Going to sling it on 2nd down. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact on the play, but no flags. It'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, and you just wonder if the defense now is taking out some frustration. Obviously, they've been getting lit up all over the place. And that time, they finally gave it back to the offense there.
Got enough space. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Nittany Lions. They add on another one, and they're about to push their record to 5-1.
Pure domination all game long for this offense. Whether they've been running the football, whether they've been throwing the football, critical down and distances, situationally all up and down the field. This defense has had no answer for these guys. What an impressive performance by the Oak.
On the move from inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. And the Rutgers offense heads back onto the field. And after that last turnover, David, prime example, sometimes the harder you try, the worse it gets.
And it just puts you behind the 8 ball. I mean, this offense has to do something, put it together. You got a deficit, Palmer. You need some mojo. Something needs to go your way.
At this point of the game, they've got to score touchdowns every time they have possession.
From the shotgun, they'll run it. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Well, you live by the blitz, you die by the blitz. That time, the defense called it at the perfect time. The linebacker able to make the stop on a short game.
And from the offense's perspective, that's probably making a little something out of nothing. And perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle as they get him down at the 37. And the best thing about this, the offense can't worry about the scoreboard. Just keep trying to make plays like that, Jesse.
I know a lot of people in the stadium probably feel like this game is over. Maybe it's been over for a while, Reese, but don't tell that to this quarterback and his teammates. They're still out there scrapping and clawing.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. One man in the backfield, and he gets it. What a job up front, and he'll lose a yard on that one. Defense did a really good job stringing that one out.
You got to see the counter when you start to pull guys, understanding I'm going to spill that ball, make sure it bounces outside, out wide, doesn't come downhill. Great job by the defense understanding that and pursuing to the football.
They'll finally put the brakes on him at the 3. A big throw, catch and run on that one.
Let's go. We got some life. We made a big play, something to build off of. We need a lot of points, and we need them quickly. Time's running out. We're trailing big in this ball game.
They'll keep it on the ground for 1st and goal. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. They lost ground on 1st down. Now 2nd and goal from the 5. Looking to throw. It's Lambert. Bringing the heat. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15.
I love the discipline of this defense. Not just playing run, right? They know it could be a pass in this situation. Pinning their ears back, getting to the quarterback, taking away all that small stuff. All the stuff, the easy access, the free release. Nice job and nice discipline by this defense.
Got it. Now 3rd and goal and tough yardage to cover here. Jackrabbit. He's looking downfield to throw. Oh, and he dropped it. He had a touchdown right in his hands and couldn't hang on. It'll be 4th down. And this kicker is turning into old reliable. He's already knocked through a couple today. Splits the uprights right down the middle. Let's not say they cut into the deficit with that field goal. Maybe just, tweaked a little bit of a way with their fingernail. So they were able to put up a 3 spot on that last drive, and now the kickoff team out there as they prepare to put boot to leather. And it'll come out to the 25, no attempt at a return. The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. Leaves it with the running back. Crosses the 30 to the 31 on a 6-yard pickup.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. 4th quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. Probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
They've got it at the 36. It's a 1st and 10. Quarterback on the keeper. Oh, he's got some space. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the 1st down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Nittany Lions will have it 1st and 10. Give to the running back. Brought down after a good pickup, and they're in the red zone at the 20.
And I know you can play these late game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position. You're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
The Nittany Lions back to the line on 1st down. Let's see if they keep leaning on this running game. They keep it on the ground. Clock is their friend. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. 2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. This quarterback part of their running game. Touchdown, Penn State! And they take it in for 6 more points. They extend this lead, and it looks as if they are going to make it 2 wins in a row.
And this always is the debate of where you fall. It's your job to stop me, or I should get conserved, because this offense obviously has had themselves a day, and apparently their day's not over. They're going to continue to keep scoring, and the defense better do something about it.
PAT unit on the field. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Big one in the Big 12, and take a look at how things are playing out here. Kansas State has just had no answer to the ferocious tail kicking they're taking today. And if you thought this coach was colorful before, wait till his postgame. They're trailing by 14 to Arizona State. We'll circle back if anything big happens in this Big 12 Clash of the Titans, guys.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. They've avoided the interception all day, but they were lucky to get that one back here late. It'll be 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. To throw, it's Lambert. He'll be stopped at the 27, but picks up 10 on that one.
And when you get zone coverage and you're running curls and the wide receiver sprints off the ball, you know what happens? That DB starts to bail, and that wide receiver comes back, and it's easy pitch and catch for the offense.
Gets the back moving. Looking downfield on 1st down. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Coates. Out across the 30, steps out of bounds at the 31-yard line as they try to put something together. They'll line up for a 2nd down play. They'll send the tight end in motion. Wants to throw again. Pressure coming. Going to try to get it himself. Got to protect the merchandise. Gets down without taking a hit.
It's just so nice to have a QB under center. Nowadays in football, you can trust these guys. You put so much on their plate, and you tell them, go get positive yards when it's there. And a lot of these guys are such great athletes, they do it with ease.
Tackle behind the line of scrimmage, and what a big 3rd down stop by this defense. And the Scarlet Knights will line up to punt it away. They're up to a half-dozen kicks today. Kicks it high, and it's just hanging there as if it has helium in it and floating down toward the earth. Excellent coverage that time. Didn't give him any room to set up a big return. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. Looking for room. It's Hayes. They'll rip off 8 on that play. It's 2nd and 2.
And I'll tell you what, it's really nice at this point in the game if you can lean on your run game. When you have the lead, you've got the...
Turning it on! All down at the 39-yard line, but he's got 15 yards on the play and a fresh set of downs.
And I think as a running back, if you're this guy, you're licking your chops right now. This is what you want, right? You've got a big lead in the 4th quarter, and you're smiling because you know you are going to get the rock. They're going to force feed you the football to try and...
Fires deep toward the end zone. And give him another 6. Grabs it for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
And it hasn't mattered what they've called guys offensively all game long or who's been on the field, what personnel groupings there have been. They're simply executing at a higher level than this defense, and they're keeping their foot on the pedal here in the 4th quarter.
And the extra point is good. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Let's see what he can do with the return. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Rutgers has it back. They'll send the offense back onto the field. That last drive won't go on the highlight reel after ending in a punt. They'd like to be more productive this time, David.
And I think this offense has to be a little bit more balanced. Find a little balance between the run, Jesse, and working in that pass.
And I think, too, David, it's just going to take a spark. It just takes one play to get this thing picked up and going.
Line getting set on second down. DB's right up on the receivers. To the air, it's Lambert. Here's the pressure. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to fight another play.
And this is just one of those days, man, where everything has gone wrong, right? Like they just haven't been in a rhythm. They haven't got it going and never built.
He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. And trying to put points on the board on third down. Now they're staring at fourth down. The Scarlet Knights will send out the punt unit. Working his way on the return up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. They're in command of this game. Now let's see if they try to rub a little salt in the wound or happy with getting the W.
Yeah, and listen, this makes the post-game handshake fun sometimes if you do choose to rub a little salt in it and keep chucking and keep scoring. I'm here for it, Jesse. Like, your job is to score points. It's my job to stop it. Keep the foot to the accelerator. Keep trying to play ball.
I agree 1,000%. That's like Steve Spurrier back in the day.
He hurls one deep down the left side. Got it inside the 10. Gets it inside the 5, down to the 4, and it'll be first and goal.
Well, this offense has just been dialing up explosive play after explosive play. That's a big part of why they have a huge lead at this point. And even in the fourth quarter with that lead, they are still taking shots. They are still being aggressive, pedal to the metal.
The Nittany Lions are threatening on first and goal. Fires into the end zone. Can't make the grab as he was looking for his man right at the goal line.
And that's a good stop for this defense. And listen, there hasn't been a lot of positive today, but like, let's finish this game strong. I think that'll be the message from the defensive coordinator. Can we get a stop? Can we get them off the field? I know a lot's went wrong, but like, let's live in this moment and try to be great right here to end the game.
How good have they been on third down today? And another opportunity here on third and goal. Looking for the goal line. And they're going to put another one into the end zone as they just keep piling points on the scoreboard.
Points, points, and more points. This offense has had their way. They just keep their foot on the gas, keep putting up points, keep putting up touchdowns. And you know what? This is one of those stats days. You look back and you're like, that guy had 12 touchdowns on the year. Well, 4 or 5 of them might have been in this game.
The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. We'll see what they can do on this drive that starts at the 16-yard line. Rides the back and leaves it on the option.
And I think this offense is all but surrendered, right? Like, they're down so much. They need to be throwing the football if they want to score a bunch of points to get back in this game. But they got to find something moving forward, man. This was a rough day. This was not a great offensive performance. They got to bounce back the next opportunity, the next moment. Because today, oof, it was not a good day. And this game is obviously out of hand. But I think the fans would argue, too, at this point, like, all right, well, let's not throw checkdowns, right? Let's throw some deep balls and continue to open up this offense and keep...
And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16. Defense will take a timeout with 28 seconds left. And the Scarlet Knights send out the punt unit. Wants to bring it back. He was able to get that ball up to the 48-yard line before he stopped on the return. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. They have dropped a hush on this entire stadium, David, by controlling this game.
And there's nothing like shutting up the home crowd. You love it.
Fires toward the end zone. Almost intercepted. They took a shot on first down and just about turned the thing over.
And how about this offense? They're not worried about the clock. They're not worried about the score. They're not worried about early and down. Still trying to execute their offense. Still trying to make big plays. And they've had a great day so far.
misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Going back to the well, another deep ball. And good coverage and better hands by the defender to knock it down in the end zone.
Well, on that last deep shot, it looked to me like the quarterback probably forced that ball into coverage. But can you really blame him, guys? I mean, these two have already hooked up for 2 touchdowns.
Throws toward the end zone. It's incomplete, and they tried to finish this quarter with a bang and couldn't quite connect. Winning can become a habit. Now they've won back-to-back games and probably building a little confidence.
And you want it to be a habit. That's what you talk about as a coach week after week. Let's build. Let's create momentum and continue to build on it. Continue, and then you look up at the end of the season, you never know where you could be, what dreams you could bring to reality.
At the end of the day, I think good teams find ways to win games. And over these last 2 games, it hasn't always been easy. They've had to overcome some adversity, but at the end of the day, they were able to step up, make the plays necessary, and do that. Very, very impressive.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.